Hi, so this is a scratch map, but I don't go anywhere, so instead of scratching off the countries that I've been to, instead I've started using this for my store and scratching off every single country that I've had an order from. And to be honest, it's quite impressive so far. We have mostly got European countries. We've got one country in Africa, Brazil, mostly USA and Canada to be honest. But I'm on a mission to scratch off as many countries as possible, to get as many orders as possible from different countries. So I'm probably not going to get Antarctica scratched off, to be honest, but I'm going to try to do most of them. So if you're watching this and you can see your country on here that has not been scratched off yet, and you've been thinking of ordering from my store, please give me something to do and another country to scratch off. Funny story about this though, so back when this room was empty, just after I moved all of my store into the new office, and I hadn't filled this room with a new pet, the only thing I had in here was this. I just started doing this. I have it pinned to like a corkboard thing. I came in here one day and this had completely been, all of the pegs taken out, and it was completely rolled up. And I said to my boyfriend, why have you touched my scratch map? Like blaming him fully. Why have you taken my scratch map off the corkboard? Like why have you touched it? And he was like, I haven't. I didn't believe him until a couple of hours later. I caught Hubble fully like sat on this, scratching off countries that we did not need to be scratching off yet. And then he was like pulling out the pins with his teeth, which obviously is not a safe thing to do. So I've had to put this up out of the way. But my boyfriend fully got the blame for Hubble's antics. But yeah, I just thought I would show you that I'm doing this because I just think it's so cool that not only do people sit and watch me in other countries, but I can sit and pack an order here in my country and it goes all the way across the other side of the world, and people have rats and mice in all these different countries. So definitely if you are thinking of placing an order, now is a good time because during April we are running an offer where if you spend £30 before shipping, you can get a free bag of treats for your small pets, and you can choose between carrot, apple or banana. This is cutting it a bit short because it is almost the end of April, so if you're not watching this when the video goes up, that is okay because we do also have so many new exciting products. The first one is this tiny mouse keyring. We do have limited stock of these, so when they're gone, but this is adorable. This is my personal one. I had to keep one. We then also have these willow tunnels, but with a twist. They are fairly large and they come with attachments on the side to attach this to your cage bars. We have got these big seagrass hammocks and they have these really pretty vine flowers on the side. This is the large size. And then we have those in medium too. Mini little dome hides. We do now sell large space pods. Currently they are available on the store in blue, and we also have smaller ones for mice and hamsters too. We now also stock these treats. They are made from natural materials. They are aimed at dogs, but they're very similar to Whimsies where you can use them with small pets. But they're in the shape of seahorses and starfish and pufferfish. They smell very interesting. Can't say that I would want to eat one, but I think rats and mice and hamsters are gonna love this, and I've started giving them to my boys too. Just one of the new things I'm going to show you today, there's so many other things, are these foraging boxes. They've got shredded paper inside, and then I've also added in banana chips and autumn harvest forage. So that is all inside of these for your small pets to chew up and find. I think I just sold out of these this morning. I need to go and make some more up because they've been very popular since I added them, so there will be more of these on the store soon. So today we actually have Adele coming to see everyone to do a health check. I finally signed up to her very important small pet club, I've been meaning to do that for years and I just keep forgetting. Basically what you get within that price is a certain amount of free consultations and health checks. The reason I actually booked this one is for a new pet that you guys will hopefully see in my next video. I've teased this so much on Instagram, TikTok, even on here, so most of you probably know what that is by now. Not going to show her in this video, but when I brought her home I was slightly concerned about some of her symptoms just because of her previous husbandry in the previous home, but I'm not worried about her anymore, so just gonna have her checked over. And then because Kinder is getting quite old, I wanted him checked over. Everyone else is also in here, just why not, just to have them looked at as well. But he's looking a bit old, aren't you, bud? My hands are already on fire just from putting them in the carrier, but I've then also got 2 of my mice. It is such a mess in here from cleaning the rat cage. I've then got 2 of my mice. I was only going to have her take a look at Griffin because I thought he had a tumour. Turns out I think it was just a cyst or something because that one has now gone. He does now have... It's so dark I can't see you, bud. He does now have a lump where that used to be kind of next to it, so not sure if it's a cyst or something. I'm not going to be able to show you this. I'll show you later, but just want her opinion on what she thinks that is. And then little Teak, let me make it brighter. She's just started having like weepy, crusty eyes, so might have the start of like a respiratory infection or something. So I just want to get her checked out too. So the rats did all good with their health check. She's not really worried about any of them. Mostly I wanted her to check Kinder because he is roughly around 2 years old. We don't really know when his birthday is because he's a rescue, but he has started to look a bit older. So he does also have a lot of porphyrin on his eyes. He's not really got any of the symptoms. He's not even really sneezing, so just wanted to have him checked out. He's still getting around perfectly fine. She did say that he does have like the start of hind leg generation, so just keeping him as active as possible, but he still acts like a baby rat. He throws himself off of things and makes me panic. So he's still active, he's still healthy, his heart and stuff sounds okay, so really happy with that. The other boys, nothing wrong with them. She did trim all of their nails for me, which is going to be a massive help because when you're allergic to rats, not just like breathing but also contact allergies of them scratching you and then having their pee on their nails, it's a catch-22 because obviously you don't want them to scratch you, so you have to trim their nails to make it better, but trying to trim their nails, they're going to scratch you in the process. So super grateful that she did that for me because at least for the next couple of weeks I'm not going to get scratched as much. But yeah, they all did well. You don't have to take your rats to the vets to have a health check if you don't have any concerns about them. But because she was going anyway and it is part of the package, it was just really reassuring to know that they are all doing okay and Kinder still has some life in him yet. Griffin's lump was an abscess. It still had a bit of pus in and she's just squeezed that out for him, but I'm so glad that it hasn't been a tumour. I have had people that have adopted the mice from me, like his siblings, his sisters, tell me that some of them have, unfortunately, over the last month, couple of weeks or so, have had to be put to sleep because they've developed tumours really quickly. So I'm just really glad that I get more time with him. He is the sweetest mouse ever. And it's been really sad hearing of his siblings passing because obviously I had them, most of them from birth, and I love all of them. So yeah, it's been a sad couple of weeks. With Teak, she's not worried about her having a respiratory infection. She said that her lungs and stuff all sound really clear and good, but obviously she does still have these like weepy, crusty eyes, not really porphyrin, more so just water and like crusts. So she has got some eye drops, which I'm gonna attempt to put into her tiny eyes now. have avoided talking about this for as long as possible. I think partly because me admitting this to you is kind of making it final, making it a real thing. But I can't keep dodging the question anymore. Ever since I posted that I was quite badly allergic to the rats last year, I've had so many questions asking if I'm going to stop owning the rats now that I'm allergic, or if I'm going to get new rats, if I'm getting any more rats at all. And I've kind of been avoiding those questions, mostly because I've been in denial, trying to think about it myself. Even as recent as last month, in last month's vlog, I was saying that I was actively looking for older rats that needed homes, mostly just to prolong me having to make that decision, but I haven't really found any to adopt that have been on the older end. I didn't really want to commit to babies that would be 2-3 years, just in case things got worse with my allergies. And they have for a while. They did get better when I went down from 4 rats to 3, but they are back now, I think mixed with like seasonal allergies to pollen and stuff. I'm just a mess. I can barely talk right now. I'm back to like not being able to breathe properly when I'm in here. These boys, I just cleaned them out a couple of days ago. That's not even helping. I'm still like congested, can't breathe, so itchy all the time. And it's not fair on me, it's not fair on them. But I've just kind of been ignoring the problem. But I think it's quite apparent that I can't spend as much time with them now that I am allergic, because it's just wrecking me. So yeah, I know everyone has been asking, and I think I'm gonna have to take a break from owning rats after these boys, which I know is gonna disappoint so many people, but I've got to do the right thing for me and also for them. It's not fair. I mean, these current boys, besides Kinder, don't really care about me that much. They are much more like rats that enjoy just playing with other rats, interacting with other rats over humans. Kinder is very human orientated, but it's still not fair on them that I'm having to pick and choose when I come in here, because if I come in here when I've got other things to do, I then can't breathe, I'm then super itchy, irritated, have to change my clothes or have another shower. I'm having to like be strategic about when I interact with them, which is not fun. So yeah, I know people are going to be disappointed by me saying that. I'm not going anywhere. I have no intentions of stopping making videos. I might still make the occasional video related to rats here and there. These boys are still here. They're not going to be gone tomorrow. I'm just not getting any more rats after them. So nothing drastic is going to change. I'm going to still be here making animal content. My store is still going to be up and running, selling things for rats, mice and other small pets. I would be lying if I said that I wasn't slightly worried about how this is going to affect everything else, because I don't just own rats as pets. I've made them my entire personality. That seems to have like become my thing unintentionally, because I love all animals, mice as much as rats, dogs, cats, everything. But I've made it my entire personality, my entire career. I would be lying if I said I wasn't worried about my YouTube channel, my store being affected by this. But I can't just keep owning rats and being unwell in my own house, coughing up blood after I clean them out. I can't just keep doing that just for the sake of this and just for the sake of being worried. I've got to do what's right. Hi, Bunny. Why are you boggling? And I know people are going to say, well, you could always switch to female rats or dwarf rats. They're a little bit easier on allergies. It's not just the allergies. If that alone hadn't happened, I probably would have continued for a couple more years. But if you are friends with me in the rat world, you know that there was a time a couple of years ago when I was really struggling with issue after issue with hormones and health issues with rats, that I was really quite deterred from owning them. And I said, if my next lot of rats have the same amount of issues, then I'm done. I just can't cope with it anymore. Luckily, I had some really good, healthy, well-behaved boys after that, but I'm not saying that I won't ever have rats in my life again. It could just be a short break whilst I try to work on the allergies. It could just be a longer break until I have some sort of system. Obviously, I'm moving at some point and I really want to set up the rescue again. I could have rats back in my life in that capacity where maybe I've got volunteers to come in and do the cleaning. That part is what really irritates my allergies. And of course they might be in a separate building that's not my house, where I'm like struggling to breathe, just living in the same airspace with them. So I'm not saying that I won't ever have rats again, and I'm not like stopping owning them tomorrow. These boys are still very much here, so just putting it out there. I hope that no one's too disappointed, and I hope you don't like immediately go and unsubscribe, because nothing is changing immediately right now, and I'm still going to own animals, still going to hopefully make videos. I just can't be suffering this much in my own home anymore. But I think that is everything that I wanted to say on that topic. I will be making an entire video dedicated to all of my reasons, but I was just really nervous to actually like put this out there into the universe, because it does have implications on like every area of my life. But you guys deserve to know that that's what I'm thinking, so nothing is changing anytime soon. Kinder is around 2 years old, but he could live and surprise us and live a whole other year. And then the other boys, of course, are a little bit younger, so it could not be anytime soon that I have to make any decisions. I'm just not getting any new rats. And if you're wondering what my like escape plan is, I made a whole video talking about how to stop owning rats ethically, which I will be following, so I'll leave that in the description. Look at this good boy, he's got so big. It's worth rubbing you on my face for. Yes, it is. I love you. You've got lipstick on you now. You've got lipstick on you now. So we did unfortunately have to say goodbye to Maple a couple of weeks ago. We are now down to just 5 mice, my 2 boys, Griffin and Sphinx, and then Teak, Cedar and Birch, the girls. It was honestly the quickest, craziest development of a tumour I've ever seen in my mice or other people's mice they've sent me. Honestly, this thing popped up within a couple of days and it was massive. I've had mice with tumours before where you kind of know it's coming, and she was the mouse, besides Griffin, that I would see the most on a daily basis, so I definitely would have noticed. And one day she didn't have this big tumour, the next day she had a very, very large tumour, so I think it was a mammary tumour. And honestly, the couple of days I waited to have her taken to the vets, it was just growing and growing. So yeah, that was really sad. I did adopt her when she was a bit older. I think she was around like a year, just over a year, when I took her in. And I was just really happy that I got to be a part of her life, because she was the friendliest, just best mouse ever. She made these guys so confident, and it has been weird without her, because often when they were all asleep, she would be the one that would be awake and like looking at me, wanting to interact, and now I don't have that, so it definitely feels really weird and quiet without her. I'm hoping the other mice will stay just as confident, because I did kind of follow her lead, but yeah, it's really strange without her. I'm still like taking the mice out to clean them, which I've just done, and looking for a 6th. If you got to the end of this video, here is a sneak peek of one of my new babies. That is going to be my next video, but a huge thank you to all of my channel members. You guys have known this little secret for a good couple of weeks now. You know her name, you know her story, everything. So thank you so much for your support. I've put the names of the rat here on screen. But I hope you guys are looking forward to my next video featuring this adorable little face. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys! you.